a small list or perhaps no list at all? Of course, the question is, can you succeed at affiliate marketing? Well, yes, you can. You can totally succeed at affiliate marketing. In fact, I've seen it time and time again. Someone with less than 2,000 people on their list, they make $10,000 in an affiliate launch. I've actually done that 4 times myself. Or John Meese, who made well over $5,000, $5,359 to be exact, in affiliate commissions, just in affiliate commissions in 1 month, with a list barely over 1,000 subscribers. Now, we shared his story yesterday. If you missed it, make sure to go to mattmcwilliams.com/small, mattmcwilliams.com/small, and read his story. It's a part of our ultimate guide to monetizing a small list that's going on all month long. Then make sure you save that page because we're going to update it a bunch throughout the month. Or better yet, sign up for our Facebook Messenger updates at mattmcwilliams.com/UG. That stands for Ultimate Guide. And we'll send you updates every time we release new content throughout the month. Yeah, I've seen folks with 500 people on their list make $3,000, or someone with 0, a big goose egg of subscribers, make their first sales, or as we had happen in one launch last year, they made a couple dozen sales with 0 people on their email list. Not only is it not impossible to make money with a small list, but it is very, sorry, I thought Mark was sending me an update there on via text message. Not only is it not impossible to make money with a small list, it's actually very doable if you remember 7 things that we're going to share with you today. Now, for those of you new to me, I'm Matt McWilliams, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Mark Sieverkrop. And today we're going to share with you the 7 mental secrets of successful affiliate marketers, no matter their list size or their following. In fact, especially with a smaller list. In fact, these will work with any size list and help you to outperform your list size consistently. That's the thing, is you're going to outperform your list size no matter what size it is. To those of you on live, welcome. I see Mandy and Gwen and a bunch of others. Welcome. This is not updating. I just noticed that.
Tanya, Jim.
Let's pause that or mute myself there over there. Tarek, Cap, awesome. Welcome, guys. If I didn't mention your name, drop us a comment and let us know where you're joining from today. While I'm mentioning comments, leaving a comment is a great way to win today's giveaway. Now, since we're talking about mindset, I want to give away one of my favorite books on mindset. It's called Opportunity by Eben Pagan. And in this book, Eben found that successful people, they have something in common. They're simply put, they're just better at finding and creating opportunity, and they're better at choosing which opportunities to put their money on, to bet on with their time and their money. In other words, they have the right mental game. And this book shows you how they do it. It shows you how to create more opportunity in your own business and life. I highly recommend it. So how do you win? Well, leaving a comment is a great way, as I mentioned. Sharing, liking, do all those things. You have a better chance of winning today. So leave a lot of comments. You got a lot of opportunities for that. Share with your friends. The more, the merrier. And when you share, you're going to be much more likely to win today's giveaway. Again, the book is Opportunity by Eben Pagan. So, hey, Tarek from Cairo, Egypt. That's awesome. Awesome. Daryl, Kirsten, it's Kirsten. I don't remember how she pronounces that. I know I asked one time and I feel so bad. Cold in Minnesota. Yeah, it's been cold here in Fort Wayne too.
Yeah, I'm cold in Washington too.
What is it, bud?
I'm cold in Washington too.
Yeah. I think everybody north of Florida is cold right now. Actually, even Orlando is cold right now. Mid 60s. But today is part of our ultimate guide to monetizing a small email list that we're doing all month long. If you haven't yet, make sure to go to mattmcwilliams.com/small and save that page, or better yet, get our Facebook Messenger updates at mattmcwilliams.com/UG, and we'll send you updates every time we release a new piece of content in the ultimate guide throughout the month. Mark, I am pumped about today. Last Friday, I shared just how important the mental side of online marketing is. Really, any business, mental side is important. So I'm excited. We're going to take a deep dive into the mental side today. And we've got 7 mental secrets of top affiliate marketers today. Let me know, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to learn these 7 mental secrets? Mark, like I said, I'm excited. How about you, bud?
I am excited. This is going to be awesome.
I know
I missed being on the last one. I feel like I'm kind of out of it.
Yeah. I know some of these you've heard me share before, but I think I've got even a surprise or two for you. Maybe. We'll see.
We shall see.
So I see Eric Eric's from Fort Wayne, but he's in Macomb, Michigan, or very different. Sorry, Macomb, Mississippi. That is very, 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 very different than Macomb, Michigan. I don't even know if there is a
this time of year.
And I'm trying to pull up the comments here. Let me see if I can get these to actually work. There we go. And let me mute myself. Awesome. So now I can follow along here. Awesome, Jim. I'm glad you're on, bud. Good to see you. And Gwen, like I said before, Tanya, hey, you said it was somebody's birthday tomorrow. I saw that. That's awesome. Well, thanks for being here today, guys. First mental secret to successful affiliate marketing. Again, we're talking about how to succeed regardless of your list size. And a lot of what I'm going to say today is very particular to people with small lists or even possibly no list. Here's the first key, guys. Stop comparing yourselves to others. So self-admission time in the comments. Who here struggles with comparing themselves to others? My hand's up. Raise your hand in the comments. Say me. Yeah, Mark, I know you. I mean, we all do. Basically, if you're not raising your hand in the comments, if you don't struggle with comparing yourself to others, it means you're probably not human.
What is it?
You have a problem with lying.
I was going to say, what is it that Zig Ziglar says? Yeah, and you probably lie about other things too.
Yeah, you probably lie about other things too. In fact, one of the things I got to do, Ben, one of the downsides to it being like negative 10 degrees, Mark, I know we talked about this. I go outside for like 2 minutes and my lips are chapped for like a week. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, we struggle with comparing yourself to others. Now, if you're just starting out, stop comparing yourselves to others who've been doing this for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. It was one of the things I struggled with when I first started. And I realized, wait a minute, I've been doing this for 7 months. This guy's been doing it for 7 years. I said the other day, like, well, you've only been doing this. I've been doing this. I mean, if you talk about online business, I'm getting close to my 20th year. I'm getting really close to my 20th year. Now, this particular business, only 7 years. That's a long time. Now, there's 2 quotes I want to share with you today. Every time I get discouraged, every time I see others, they're ahead of me and they're doing well. The first one is from Jon Acuff, and he says, never compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Have you ever done that? Like, well, you look at somebody and they've been doing this for 20 years. And you're like, well, look where they are. I've been doing this for a year. Yeah, they're in the middle. They're in the middle. They've been doing this for a long time. So I've got the full excerpt here. I want to read to you guys. This is it's a post that John wrote. And I'm actually going to quote, I'm going to talk about John a few times today because he's got some great thoughts on this about comparisons. He wrote a post on Michael Hyatt's website a few years ago. A funny story. Michael posted this quote on Facebook, the never compare your beginning to someone else's middle, about 3 weeks ago and credited Jon Acuff, as he should. Because I read this on Michael's website like 4 or 5 years ago, I thought Michael wrote it. For years, I've been crediting Michael Hyatt with this saying. And I actually commented to him, and then we exchanged some messages. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought that it was you said this. He's like, no, it was John. John said, never compare your beginning to someone else's middle. One of the great temptations for us as leaders and dreamers is to compare the start of our new adventures to the middle of someone else's. You work on your first book and you pick up Max Lucado's 14th book and you think mine isn't as good. You post your first blog post and you look at Michael Hyatt's 100th and you think mine is nowhere near as great as that. You give your first speech and then you watch Ken Robinson's 1000th at TED and think, I'm not great like that. Here's the key. It's true. You're not yet. It's true. You're not as successful as so-and-so. Fill in the blank. Successful online marketer, successful person in your niche. Somebody's been training dogs for 20 years, Susan Garrett, online, and you're not as good as her. You're not going to sell as many courses as her next year. You're not going to make as much as she makes in affiliate commissions this year. You're not yet. That's okay. The second quote is from a guy named Stephen Furtick, and he said, the reason we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. So in other words, we take our stuff. I'll give you an example. Getting ready for this Facebook Live today. My behind the scenes was that one of my cables didn't work. And in fact, I'm making sure that it's working now. Yep, it is. One of my cables wasn't working. The volume wasn't working on my laptop. All it needed was a reboot. I was running behind, and the shirt that I thought I was going to wear was actually downstairs because it had just been washed. Nobody posts that on social media. That's the behind the scenes. But behind the scenes is that for years I struggled, and I had a smaller email list, and I had to work, and I had to fight to be able to, for me to get my business to 6-figure in a year was a lot of work and a lot of scrapping, a lot of, quite frankly, a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights. You don't see that. I don't post that on social media. Now I'm sharing it with you now. But what you don't see is you see the sales video that was perfectly polished, and Mark knows this story, so he's probably he's probably nodding his head or smiling right now, smirking at me. The sales video for No Product, No Problem, when we released it, I got comment after comment saying, wow, unbelievable sales video, great sales video. What they didn't see was that less than 48 hours before it went live, we lost all the B-roll files. We lost all, there are hundreds of video clips in that video. Literally a single, 30-minute video is made up of roughly 200 to 350 video clips. We lost all of them. Not the ones of me speaking, but all the B-roll scenes. We lost every single one of them, more than 100. What you didn't see was that at 3:45 in the morning on the Saturday before that went live, I sat on the floor of my office crying. I didn't know what else to do. I was so tired from the launch, so worn out mentally and physically that I just sat there and I didn't know what we were going to do, that I sat there crying. You don't see that. We see the finished results. Remember, you only see people's highlight reels. For the most part, whether it's on social media or their blogs, most people, they're posting the finished product. You see the finished product and you go, wow, that's really good. They're posting their good stuff. You don't see the late nights. You don't see the stress. You don't see the crap that comes out first. But trust me, it's there. You don't see people's first drafts. Very rarely do you see somebody's first draft. You see the finished product. So the reason we struggle with insecurity, Furtick says, is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. Stop doing that. Stop comparing yourself to others. That's the first mental shift you need to succeed, regardless of your list size. The second mental secret is you've got to realize that something is better than nothing. So here's a question for you. Making some sales is better than no sales. Yes or yes? Which would you rather have? Put it in the comments. Some sales. If you'd rather have no sales than some sales, you're a weirdo. Okay, so don't put that in the comments because we'll all make fun of you. You'll be Rudolph, and we won't invite you to play any reindeer games. I'm kidding. But seriously, would you rather have some sales or no sales? Would you make $300 or $0? I think the answer is obvious. Too many people think that they have to make enough money to go full-time right away. I've got to be full-time in 6 months, or that they have to make 6 figures within a certain amount of time. Instead, I want you to really get this deep side, right? Or deep inside. Embrace progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Embrace improvement over expectations. If you make $200, think about the math on this. This is beautiful. If you make $200 this month, that is infinitely better than $0. Clearly. If you make $300 next month, it might not feel like a huge leap, but that's 50% growth month over month. 99% of Fortune 500 companies would give, like, they would sacrifice some of their executives at the altar for 50% month over month growth. You know, well, that's not that much. Yeah, but if you do it again next month, you know, you're at 450. You do it again the next month, and suddenly you're approaching $1,000 in a month. And then you're going to have months where you grow 300%, and then you're going to have months where you might only grow 20. But just embrace improvement, not, you know, the expectations. Embrace progress, not perfection. So do this. When you make anything, celebrate. When you make anything, celebrate. You know, we have this thing with our no product, no problem students. In fact, I know I see a few of you, but shout out if you're an MPMP student, put MPMP in the comments so I know who you are, just in case I missed a couple of you. And you know, I see Jim. I know I saw Jim and I saw Gwen. And you guys received this, so you know what I'm talking about. We send out a welcome packet, and one of the things that we send out is a certificate that says my first dollar online, my first affiliate commission. And we encourage people, you know, I write the story about how when I made my first dollar, that in the offline world, that I took it and framed it. It was just sat up in a frame. It was actually a $5 bill because it was the lowest denomination that I got. The guy gave me like 3 20s and a bunch of 5s. And I wasn't going to frame one of the 20s because I kind of needed the $15. But I framed that $5 bill in celebration of that moment. When you get a PayPal deposit or a wire transfer or a direct deposit, I mean, I can't remember the last time I got a check, you know, and if I did, it was for thousands of dollars. And quite frankly, I'm not framing that, you know. I've never received cash for my, you know, as an affiliate commission. So I don't have the opportunity. So we send them a dollar bill and say, hey, when you make your first dollar in affiliate commissions, I want you to frame this as a way to celebrate. Yep, Tanya, I see you as well. Gwen, Jim, I mean, some of our MPMD students are on here. And you guys know what that's like. We want you to frame those because you get to celebrate. We want you to celebrate when you make that first dollar. So when you make anything, celebrate it. If you have a better month this month than you had last month, celebrate it. Even if you know, last month you made $102 and this month you made $111, celebrate. That's growth. It may not be the growth that you wanted, but celebrate it. You know, one of the things that I remember doing my first commission check, or not commission check, my first PayPal deposit, it was $588. If you follow me long enough, you know that number by heart as well. And I'll never forget, because the significance to that was my expenses every month were almost exactly $500. So what did I do? I took that $88 and my wife and I went out to the nicest restaurant in Fort Wayne. In fact, I joked the other day that basically I ended up making no money that month. The reality is I still lost money because that $88 it cost a lot more than $88 to eat at that restaurant, you know, with everything that we had and tip and all that. But we celebrated. And I believe that little celebration, enjoying the fact that finally we weren't just losing money on my blog that month, that little celebration, going out that night, is one of the things that helped us to succeed down the road. Because it gave us that mindset of, you know, we've accomplished something, and we accomplish something, we celebrate it. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
You know, just along the lines of what you were saying, I think, you know, especially when you're online and you're not around people, it's so important for your family to do that celebration too. You know, like you said, Matt, like taking your wife out to dinner. You know, we've done that where, you know, when something great happens in the business, you know, I take my whole family out, and it makes my kids feel like they're a part of the business. And it makes my wife feel like she's a part of the business. And it helps. And I mean, this isn't why you do it. You do it to celebrate, but it helps with those days when things are tough. It helps with those days when you do have to work a little bit more, or you do have to take an extra phone call, or whatever it is. It helps with those things. So, you know, one of the things that I've seen is that celebration it just helps bring the family together. If you have a family or if you have friends, I mean, it can be kind of lonely, you know, being an online entrepreneur. So, you know, celebrating with family, celebrating with friends. I mean, that's one of the biggest benefits I've seen from that celebration.
Yeah. And it's just so important. It's so important to, like we said, embrace progress, not perfection. Every single month, just to get a little bit better. So if you're just joining us, see a bunch of you coming on. We're sharing the 7 mental secrets that successful affiliate marketers, no matter their list size, no matter their following, make. So far, I talked about, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others was really the big one. And then, the second one was to realize that something is better than nothing. Making $100 is better than zero. Making even $5. Gwen making 67 cents her first affiliate commission was better than nothing. Now that 67 cents quickly turned into no connection, but that same thing that she did to make 67 cents. Gwen, you're a star. You're on here today. You're a star. 67 cents was what also allowed her to make $2,500 right around the same time, if I'm not mistaken, within weeks, that's for sure. $2,500 from a coaching client. Did she do anything differently per se? No. That 67 cents was progress. It wasn't perfection, surely. You can't live off of that, at least in the United States. But it's what allowed her to go to that next step. The third mental secret of successful affiliate marketers is you got to be prepared to go all in. Yeah, so Gwen's pointed out it was within a week. 67 cents, $2,500. I will caveat, it's not normally like that. There's an asterisk. Results not typical, but it's possible. Results not typical, but possible. I actually want to start using that phrase. Results not typical, but possible. Take that, FTC. So third, be prepared to go all in. Now, we're going to cover this in detail in about 2 weeks when I share a case study with Matthew Loomis. And I shared how he finished second in this massive affiliate launch by Jeff Goins. He literally finished second place, outperforming people with lists 2, 3, 10 times bigger than his. And one of the key takeaways that he shared was that he went all in, like he was in. And we found that this was something that, people who vastly outperformed their list size all had in common. They went all in on their promotions. They treated their affiliate promotions like they were their own promotions. They planned for them. That's what we touched on earlier. We're gonna take a deep dive into this in planning this month as well. But they create these irresistible offers with great bonuses, and they don't shy away from telling people about it. One of the things we talked about, I think it was last week, and I know I've shared this before, but I gave the example about how affiliate marketing is like a butt sniffing monkey. And what I mean by that is there was a video that came out back in about 1998. It was like the first viral video I ever saw. And it was this monkey who scratched his butt, smelled it, and fell out of the tree. And of course, we're all, I'm in college at the time. And the thing was, our suite in the athletic dorm became like this hub of activity for people who wanted to see this video. For one, we were one of the few suites, that we had a computer that was, fast enough and had a good monitor. Secondly, we were the only ones who knew about it. And we didn't really we didn't email people. We didn't post it on social media. It didn't even exist. We didn't email people about this video. We'd be like, hey, dude, come here. You got to see this. Come here, you got to watch this. And then and then we watch it again and again and again. And then people would walk by and what's going on? There's, 10 or 12 athletes in the room, and somebody else walks by and they're like, oh, well, it was kind of the way our community was at Tennessee. They would just walk in. They didn't even ask. They just came in and oh, what is it? And they watched it. And it's that attitude of, come here, you got to see this. So they don't shy away from telling people about it. We didn't shy away from telling people about that because we were fans of it. And what that means in affiliate marketing is they promoted big time. Big time. This is something that a lot of people fear. They fear selling. They I don't want to sell. We'll talk about that in a moment. But they feel, promoting heavily is hard. But what if I told you that this is actually the best way to serve your audience? Do you believe that going all in is the best way to serve your audience? Here's the thing. If you don't go all in, you're not serving your audience. Because basically what you're saying is, here's a product. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you're not. Whatever. I don't care. How How is that serving your audience? Now compare that. And again, I'm going extreme here, but here's a product. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know why I suddenly turned into like a New Jersey gangsta when I said that. No idea why that happened. But like, here's a product. Maybe you care about it, maybe you don't. Compare that to the other side of, you got to see this, you got to see this. And you know what? I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure that you see this. To make sure I want to help you. This is important. This can potentially change your business, your life, your health, your whatever. And I want you to know about it. Which one of those is better serving your audience? Well, of course, it's the latter. Of course, it's the latter. I want to read what Eric wrote here. Mark, can you highlight that?
Well, which one?
Eric's, this is stupid. Please don't mock
I
me.
can.
Yeah. So he said, this is stupid. Please don't mock. I caught that out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, whoa. But with my venture, we have a lot of followers, and I just realized we don't have any affiliate agreements. And I read Matt's blogs and watched his videos, and holy crap, what the heck was I thinking? It literally just hit me. New goal, setting up 5 affiliate agreements within the next week. Awesome. Going all in, going on. So important. But for now, just know that the success in affiliate marketing is based a lot less on list size and following and more on our passion and strategy. Here's the thing. We can all develop a great strategy. Whether you know all the tips and tricks for email marketing, or all the buzzwords, or how to get your emails opened, or how to sell, that's not important. You'll learn strategy. We can all have passion. The example I've shared so many times, for those of you who knew, this will be your first time hearing it, but I shared the example of, I asked an audience once, who here thinks they can do affiliate marketing? Who here thinks they can sell other people's products? And like half the hands in the room, or doesn't think, and half the hands in the room went up. And I picked a lady and I brought her up on stage and I said, tell me about your favorite restaurant. And she started to tell about her favorite restaurant. And I took her through this exercise. I just said, okay, tell me about when you pull up. What's it look like? Where is it? What do you wear? What's the food like? What's the service like? What's the ambiance like? What's the atmosphere like? And by the time she finished telling me about this restaurant, I looked at the audience and said, who here wants to eat at that restaurant? Every hand shot up. I said, you just did affiliate marketing. Why? Because she had passion for that restaurant. All of us can have passion for a product. And we can let that passion just ooze out of us to our audience so that they want to buy the product. None of us lack the ability to show passion. We might lack the desire to. Maybe we feel like if we show passion, that it looks like we're the wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube man. No, that's not what people see. They just see somebody who's really excited for a product and they want it. And so, Mark, I've already decided that if at all possible, the still image we should choose for this Facebook Live is me going like this at some point, That should be the thumbnail.
Keep doing it. We'll pick one. Yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah, that should be the thumbnail here.
Can you do it a couple more times?
Yeah,
just to make sure we get it.
You can take a picture real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know why I look like a zombie there, I think. There you go. Now that's passion though, right? You can't be afraid to be passionate. Now, the people we're going to be talking about, this Ultimate Guide, we got John Meese, Mike Kim, Matthew Loomis are the big ones. They didn't have big lists, but they committed to going all in. They went all in. So who's excited to hear these stories? Who's excited to hear about John Meese and Mike Kim, Matthew Loomis? Remember, comments, shares, likes, enter to win. It was hard to crack there. You're going to enter to win Opportunity by Evan Pagan, which is one of my favorite books on mindset, creating more opportunities. Now you're going to see, if you missed John's story on our Ultimate Guide to Monetizing a Small Email List, we're doing all month long, a month of March. Go to mattmcwilliams.com/small, and you can see John's story there. This is just the second part of this Ultimate Guide. Actually, it's the third part. I did a Facebook Live last Friday. Make sure you save that page, bookmark it, keep going back, set calendar reminders, all that. Or if you want us to do the work, Facebook Messenger, mattmcwilliams.com/UG will send you updates every time we release a new update to the Ultimate Guide throughout the month. Here's the thing. John, Mike, and Matthew were passionate about the products they promoted. These products changed their lives. They created a winning strategy that had them all in. Again, they weren't the guy who's like, hey, here's the link. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. These all-in strategies made them more money. Here's the key. This is so fun. Made them more money in a couple of weeks than they had previously made in an entire year. That's fun. Yeah. That's life-changing stuff. And what we found is that going all in versus half in, well, it's not twice as much work. It's not twice as much work. It's really about 50% more work, but you get 4 to 10 times the results. It's like the 80-20 rule, right? You do a little bit more work and you get a lot more results. When your audience sees how passionate you are, when they see how passionate are you about a product and how invested you are in its success, they won't be turned off as some people think. They'll be drawn to you. They'll be drawn to the product. They'll buy the product. And that's key. Good. Jill missed the intro. Well, you have to go back and watch the replay. Awesome. And I think my kids are going to kill each other upstairs. I don't know if you guys can, if it's picking up the audio.
I can hear a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can, at least. I don't know about anybody else, but.
Oh, well, simple rivalries, right? It's that time of day. They just finished lunch and now it's nap time and they're kind of ornery. All right. So that fourth mental secret.
Now it's time to try to impale each other.
Yeah. What was it I said to you one time? We were on a call and I said, hang on, I got to go make sure one of my kids isn't trying to kill the other.
Yeah. It's a normal thing.
And
yeah.
didn't you tweet that?
Probably. That's something I would have tweeted. Yes.
Yeah.
Happily tweeted.
That's awesome. Well, that fourth mental secret is, and we just touched on this, don't be afraid to sell. Don't be afraid to sell. We're going to dive into this. Oh my gosh, where are we going to dive? We're going to dive into this in the Ultimate Guide series, but I think next week we got like a couple of different pieces of content about selling, and then the following week as well. Some people think that you have to have a certain amount. This is the myth I just want to bust here. You have to have a certain amount of people on your list in order to sell. This is not true. Some people say, don't try to sell anything until you have X number of subscribers. What is this, algebra? Like, what is X? I don't know, 500, 1,000. It's different in different industries. I know people that have 500 people on their list and make $5,000 plus a month. Should they have waited to sell because some goober said you have to wait till you have 1,000?
Probably, yeah.
What if it's two? I know people with 200 people. Are they making $10,000 a month consistently? No, but they're making a couple thousand every month. They're not even full-time yet, but they're making $20,000, $15,000, $30,000 a year with a list of only a few hundred people. Should they have waited? Like, well, what is that? Like, first of all, when you wait to sell, you set the expectation with your audience of free, 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 free. So however many people you have on your list, those number of people are going to perpetually expect you to offer free content, free content, free content, free content, and never sell anything. That's a terrible expectation to set. Now, should they expect value, value, value? Yes. But should they expect free, free, free? No. The second thing is you don't learn how to sell to a small audience. I mean, it's in the Bible and you'll believe what you want about it, but there's a thing about, it's like he who is given few and then does well with that basically will get more. And it's true of your audience. If you can't sell the 100 people, you're never going to be able to sell to 100,000. Third thing is, the smaller the audience is, the smaller your mistakes are. So when you screw up, and you will, because you're human and I'm human and I've screwed up, and hi, I'm Matt and I've made a lot of mistakes because I'm human. When you screw up, they're bigger mistakes. So make your mistakes small. And then also, it's frustrating not to make any money. Remember what we just talked about. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. And I'll tell you right now, regardless of how many people you have on your list, if you bring in $100 this month, you will feel better about it than if you brought in $0. That first affiliate commission I talked about, $588, not a life-changing amount. But I can promise you, if it wasn't for that $588, I would not have made nearly $10,000 the next month. In fact, I would have made $0 the next month. And the $0 the next month, and honestly, I would have just quit. What I was doing was not sustainable. And I don't know how much longer I had. I mean, maybe I could have gone another 3 to 6 months. I can promise you, if it hadn't been for that $588, or at least getting started and making something, because it didn't have to be $588. It honestly could have been $150. and I would have felt just as good. Wouldn't have gone out to dinner, but I would have felt just as good. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing this today. I literally would not even be live right now because of that. I would not be live if it wasn't for that. And then, it teaches you to sell the right way. It teaches you to sell the right way. Just you learn how to sell, and that's important. Now, later in the Ultimate Guide, we're going to dive deep into this. On March 11th, we're releasing a post entitled 5 Email Marketing Secrets for Closing More Affiliate Sales. Who here wants to learn how to close sales? Want to learn how to actually turn leads into sales? We want to turn interest into buyers, right? That's huge. March 12th, that's 1 week from today, but at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we're an hour earlier next week, not because of daylight savings. Somebody mentioned that the other day. It's actually just because of our schedules. We're doing a live right here, same place, same bat time, same bat channel, on how to sell in your emails without being salesy. Then next Thursday, we have a video that will help you if you struggle with sending too many emails. I've got a video that's going to walk you through that. We got so much more as well on the Ultimate Guide on selling. Again, make sure you bookmark mattmcwilliams.com/small to keep updated with the Ultimate Guide to monetizing a small email list, and go to mattmcwilliams.com/UG to get updates sent straight to you in Facebook. The key here is that there is no reason to fear selling. There's no reason to fear selling. I mean, if someone rejects you, so what? Think about this. It's no different than asking somebody out on a date. If they say no, are you going on any less of a date than you were if you didn't ask? If someone emails you and says, your product is crap. I saw a post, Mark, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw a post in Launch Club today on Jeff Walker's mastermind. And it was somebody had posted a screenshot of something hateful somebody had said about a product that this lady created. And I just remember going, you know what? Screw them. And like everybody posted that. Like, seriously, that's a mental issue with that person. I'm not trying to be rude, but that lady is messed up in the head if she thinks that. It's reality, because we know based on what other people are saying that this product is changing lives. How is it that 100 people can say this product changes lives, but one person says it doesn't, and they think that that's a valid thing? No, they're just an idiot. And it reminds me, speaking of John Acuff, I said I was going to mention him a lot, but it makes me think of Critics Math. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he ever shared this publicly. He shared it at a Dave Ramsey event that my wife got a recording of because she worked for Dave. And he said that Critics Math is 1,000 compliments plus 1 insult equals 1 insult. That's just human nature. 1,000 compliments plus 1 insult equals 1 insult. They're harder to take. But here's the reality. If someone rejects you, so what? If you offer something to someone and they don't buy it, you are no worse off than before you offered it to them. If you don't sell, you aren't running a business. As we say often, you don't have a business, you have an expensive hobby. You can't keep going. You can't keep it up. If you don't sell something, you can't keep your business going. You can't pay for hosting and all that stuff. And then remember, selling is really serving. Selling is really serving. You're sharing awesome products with your tribe. You just happen to be making a little bit of money for it. So don't fear selling. Now, before we get to number 5, and we're going to go back to that serving thing real quick there. If you're just joining us, we're sharing the 7 mental secrets successful affiliate marketers make or have, no matter their list size, no matter their following. In fact, these are really geared towards folks, if you have a smaller email list. Now, you get to write the definition for smaller. For some of you, it might be 2,000, might be 200. We'll talk about that in a second, but it doesn't matter. If you have a smaller email list, this is especially for you. Now, we talked about stop comparing yourself to others. Realize that something is better than nothing. Be prepared to go all in. And we just talked about not being afraid to sell. Those are keys. Now, the 5th mental key is to focus on serving the list that you do have, serving the people that you have. Maybe we need to change that term a little bit. It's not your list. It's a group of people, and they're your tribe. They're your tribe. So focus on serving them. In other words, stop complaining about what you don't have. Focus on what you do. That's the key. Nurture the heck out of that small list. Nurture the heck out of them. View it as an opportunity to really invest in a small group. You can learn a lot from a small list of people. It's one of the things I love about our Start Mastermind group. I limited it intentionally to 12 people. Could I have done 25 and made a little bit more money? Of course. But I wanted a small group. I wanted to be able to invest heavily in individuals. And I wanted the group to be very homogenous in the sense of they were all roughly the same place in their business, all beginners. And so as a result, I know we've got some starters on here, as we call them. As a result, we're already experiencing some pretty cool transformations in that group. And I don't think if we had 2 or 3 times as many people, that'd be possible. So look at that and serve that small list of people. Be thankful for who you do have. Be thankful for you do have. I just mentioned this, like define small, right? Think of small numbers differently. Imagine speaking to 300 people in a room. Is that a small room? Not really. I mean, think about 1,000 people. You got 1,000 people. That's a small Division I basketball game. I mean, I used to go, to a local college in Nashville, and they averaged about 1,200, 1,300. I didn't go there. I mean, I would go to their games. Sorry to be clear. I didn't go to a small college. I went to 2 very large colleges. But this is a small private Christian school in Nashville. And occasionally I knew a guy that played on their team, and I would go watch him play. And I mean, there were times where it was only 800-900 people, but it was still, that's a lot of people if you think about it. The place could still get a little bit loud. A couple thousand people. I mean, a couple thousand people is a lot of people if you really think about it. You put those people in a room and it's packed. Also remember that when you're serving the list that you do have, you can do for one what you wish you could do for many. I've talked about this a lot. It's a quote from Andy Stanley. It's easier to do that if you have a smaller list. When I had a smaller list, one of the things I used to do is individually, each week I'd just pick like 5 new subscribers. And it was like 5 of the 10 that I got that week, and I would reach out to them and just say, hey, I'd love to know, it's a personal email. There's no unsubscribe link. I'm not, this is not through MailChimp. I'm individually emailing you. And I looked you up online and I love your website, blah, 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 blah. You can't do that when you get much bigger. And then the other thing is go crazy out of your way to serve them. When you've got that small list, just, I said earlier, love on them. Love on them. Love the heck out of them. And you can do that with a small list. So focus on serving the people that you do have. Stop complaining about what you don't have. And Brian, I saw your comment about, don't know how I missed getting into that mastermind. We're thinking about adding, not to that group, we're thinking about starting another group. So shoot me an email and we can add you. We don't even have like an official wait list that I know of, Mark.
We should probably make one of those.
We probably should. We've had enough people interested, I know. But shoot me an email, matt@mattmcwilliams.com, and we'll get you on that wait list. I know we've got quite a few people on there, but we'd love to interview you and see if you might be a good fit for the next group. Yeah, Gwen, great reminder to reach out and love on 5 people a week with a very personal email. Again, we've gotten to the point where it's harder to do that, but we do. I still do that periodically, at least if they reply. I mean, believe it or not, we talked about this. I remember Tanya, and hey, Jonathan. That's a name I don't recognize, so it's good to see you. I talked about this with Tanya a couple weeks ago, and she said, I didn't reply to that email because I didn't think it was true. When I say in one of my welcome emails, I personally read every email. If you reply, I read it. It's true. It might take me 10 days to read it. It might take me even a little bit longer. I will read it. I will reply. Now, many of you know I'm famous for, I love to just go for walks and record a quick like screencast of your response. And I'll just record like a 2 or 3 minute video reply. It's so much easier for me to do that than to type an email. I hate typing with a passion. And so I'll do that. I read them and I reply. And some of those emails have really helped people. Yeah, I love that. Bonjoro, that Eric mentioned. Bomb is another one. You can record those quick video replies. So number six mental key here is to take advantage of being small. Like, look at it as an advantage. Stop looking at it as a disadvantage. We've talked about the advantages throughout. Going back to Jon Acuff, I mentioned that I was going to mention him a lot because there's so much stuff that just applies to this. But he shares this story about how he's in when he first got into public speaking, he got shipped off to Nebraska. And for those of you who don't know, Nebraska is not exactly a hub of metropolitan activity, especially outside of Omaha and Lincoln.
Anything.
What's that?
It's not exactly a hub of anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a flyover state. Let's be honest. That's what they call them. And he was really disappointed because he was in like Podunk, Nebraska, speaking to like 32 people. And then he realized, wait a minute, I suck as a public speaker right now. I've got a lot to work on. Let me go, speak to these 32 people. And he called it his Nebraska moment. He wasn't ready for the Georgia Dome. He wasn't ready for like the local mega church. He wasn't ready for any of that. He had to go speak to 32 people. And so many people think that being small or being unknown, being new is a disadvantage when promoting affiliate offers, but it's not. Now, don't get me wrong. If given the choice between being obscure and having 200 people on my email list or being well-known with 100,000, it's not much of a decision. But there are 3 huge advantages to being small. And I want you to take advantage of these. Now, some of these we touched on earlier, but number 1 is you get to practice with your best people. If you think about it for a second, those first 100 subscribers, I know for me, those first, couple hundred, those were like a really tight-knit community. You look at those first 100 or so, you probably know a lot of them by name before they join your community. And what better group of people to practice on than, the people who love you. They love you before signing up for your email list. They follow you offline. They live down the street. They go to church with you. They go to synagogue with you. You work with them, whatever it is. And if you screw up, they're not going to hold it against you. They're going to keep following you regardless because, they know and love you. And they want you to succeed. The second thing is, one of the advantages to being small is everything's an experiment. Everything's an experiment. The smaller your subscriber base is, the easier it is to try new stuff. The risk is simply, it's not as big. So you get to test out things constantly. Test out things like email frequency, subject lines, length of email, the style of the email. When you have a small list, you can test out and should I include an image? Should I not include an image? Should I have animated GIFs in my email? Should I not? Should I use emojis? Should I not use emojis? You can test that out with a small list. They're not going to really notice that you're off brand. It's you. You can test different products and offers, test different price points, test different promotional methods, test different bonuses, test different. I saw Jill typing, she wants to learn how to close sales. Well, you can test different closing methods. We'll talk about in the Ultimate Guide. Anything you can think of, you can test it. The smaller your subscriber base is, the easier it is to try new stuff. That's key. And then, like we've talked about, your mistakes are smaller. This is going to happen. You're going to screw up. You're going to pick a promotion. You're going to pick a method of promotion or a bonus or something. You're going to screw something up. You're going to suck at promoting stuff at first. You're going to mess up from time to time. You're going to send some bad emails. All of that. Like, the more you do this, it's like anything. The more you do this, the better you'll get at it. There will come a time where you can write an affiliate promotion email in your sleep. There will come a time where you only have 12 minutes to write that email and you can pump it out. But when you first start promoting affiliate offers, you will suck at it. Like you do anything the first time. And like we talked about, I would rather make my mistakes in relative obscurity than in the spotlight. There will come a time when you have a big audience, and when you screw something up, you get a lot of hate mail about it. People notice that you become a case study, for other people. People will take screenshots and make fun of you. That doesn't happen when you have 100, 200, 300 people. So that's why you should start promoting affiliate offers right now, regardless of whether you've got a brand new platform. You've been doing this for a while. If you aren't promoting affiliate offers, right now is the time to start. You may have heard this, the old Chinese proverb that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Same is true of affiliate marketing. If you have 50 subscribers, start now. If you have 5 subscribers, start now. If you got 5,000 people, start now. If you've been blogging for 2 weeks, right now is the time to start. Right now is the time to start. If you've been blogging for 2 months, now is the time to start. 2 years, now is the time to start. And if you need some great offers to promote, we've got a URL on our website, mattmcwilliams.com/what's up. mattmcwilliams.com/what's up. Just go there. I'll send you some great affiliate opportunities throughout the year. We've got some listed there. You can sign up on the page. And then throughout the year, we'll send you some of those awesome affiliate opportunities. Now, the last thing. Oh, I love that, Tanya. You are forgiven much when you have a small following. So true. I'm hoping I've screwed up enough. I'm ready to go bigger. Good. Yeah. I love it, Jill. Jill's taking action right now. Jill is taking action right now. Says heading to MailChimp later while you still have me pumped up and inspired. Matt, got to crank out some motivated content. Love it. Yeah, when motivation strikes, do not delay. Take advantage of it right flipping now, right now. Now, the last mental key here, the last mental secret to successful affiliate marketers, again, regardless of their list size, their following, all that stuff, is that you got to do your own thing. Do your own thing. This is so hard for some people to get. It was hard for me to get. It took me a couple of years. Remember, your audience follows you. 20 of them, 100 of them, 1,000 of them, 10,000, 100,000. They follow you. Whether you believe it or not, this is so crucial. Everyone that follows you believes you are the expert on your subject. They see you as the expert, potentially the world's leading authority on your subject matter. Isn't that crazy? Because I know for some of you, you're like, but I'm just blank. But I don't have letters behind my name. But your audience sees you as the expert. But I'm just a middle manager. Yeah. But if you blog about leadership, your audience sees you as a leadership expert. Oh, but I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I hear that from a lot of people. Yeah. As though that's not like the hardest job ever.
Right.
When I'm stay-at-home dad for 2 hours, I expect there to be like a reward. I expect a gold medal.
Yeah, the kids are all still alive. I mean,
yeah.
What more do you want from me?
My wife does it all day, every day, in addition to being my business partner and running our business. I tell our affiliates all the time, yeah, my wife paid you. The reason you got paid is because of my wife. She paid you today while homeschooling 2 kids. So yeah, I don't want to hear any excuses for anybody not having time. You know, my point to that is you're not just a stay-at-home mom. You're an expert at it. If that's what you blog about, for instance. You have 2 kids. There's a lady, she has 2 kids with not ADHD, autism. I said, you know what? You're an autism expert. No. That's the medical. No, you are an autism expert. And I talked to her for about an hour, and I got her to, oh my gosh, like the just coolest freaking thing ever when I was done talking to her about the shift that she made mentally. Your audience they see you as an expert and they follow you. They follow you. So when you have a small list, focus on cultivating your voice. Your voice. Don't focus on the tricks and the tactics. Spend time getting your list to fall in love with you. The key here with all of this, don't use a small list as an excuse not to get started. And don't use it as an excuse to not succeed. Those are the keys. You cannot use a small list as an excuse. Either way, it's not an excuse. You'll learn from John, you'll learn from Mike, you'll learn from Matthew, all how they did it. And they're not outliers. We're seeing it with people every day. And it's so fun. Now, in a moment, we're going to give away this book here, as I mentioned, Opportunity by Eben Pagan. I mentioned earlier, so the reason I wanted to do this book today is it's perfect for the mindset. We're talking about mindset today. And what Eben found was that successful people have something in common. They're just better. They have the mindset. They're better at seeing where are the opportunities. In other words, they have the right mental game. So shows you how they do it, how to get more opportunity in your own business and life. Remember, comments, questions, drop some comments, drop some questions, and we'll answer those. I know we have one coming up, but I wanted to read Gwen's comment here real quick, Mark. It's one of the very recent ones. One thing that I've learned in the past year of learning and launching is that the most successful people in the internet online business typically have the fewest letters behind their name. Yeah. I'm ready to erase a bunch of the letters behind my name so that I can join the ranks of people more in touch with who they are while they build their following. I'm not saying if you have letters behind your name, you can't relate to someone like me. I'm not saying if you have letters behind your name, you can't teach something to the mom with autism, but a mom with autism wants to learn from another mom with autism. Not some dude in a white coat. So what you can do in your profession is take those studies, take the blah, 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 and all the PhDs and the, MBAs and NCAAs and whatever it is, and take what they teach and put it into English and try stuff and experiment on your own kids. Don't make them guinea pigs, literally. I don't mean like run medical experiments. I'm saying when somebody says, here are 3 things you could do, you try and see which one works for your kids and then share it on a YouTube video. Parents with autism, parents of any special needs children, or parents of, kids, or cooking or anything, they actually want to know about your messes. That's who we're drawn to. I asked that lady, and I shared this recently, but I asked that lady, I said, be honest with me. Have you ever felt like killing your children? Like not in a, like literally you're going to do it. And she said, yeah, all the time. It's hard. And I said, yeah, I bet it's hard parenting an autistic child, because what's hard? Parenting. But you know what? I've gotten pretty good at it. I've gotten pretty okay at it, I guess. And so it's just powerful when you can share that. Your audience thinks you're the expert, no matter whether you have letters behind your name or not. So we're going to give away that in a moment. But if you got questions, ask them. I know we had one question, Mark, that you wanted to ask.
We've got a couple. We've got a few
in the chat. So ask away.
All right. Do you want to give away the book first or later?
We'll wait to give away the book.
We're going to wait to give away the book.
Give people a chance to ask more questions.
All right. I'm afraid that I may mispronounce.
You know what?
This name.
Best question will win the book today.
Oh, okay.
We're going to change things up. Sorry. You know what?
No, you're fine. I just
Facebook Live, and I can do it if I want to. So
I had picked somebody, but now you're
out of luck. It's going to win the book today.
Whoever it was is now out of luck because Matt changed the rules. I won't tell you who you are, but whoever you are, you're not it anymore. So you can thank Matt for that. All right. Yeah. So Jeremiah, is that how you would say that, Matt? Said, how can I start affiliate marketing with Twitter followers?
Ooh, great question. Okay. So, you will want to watch Thursday's video. We talk about how to get started with literally no list. And one of the things we talk about in there is social media. And so, generally speaking with social media, and again, we go into more depth in the video. So I highly encourage you to make sure you get the updates. Mark can drop the links in the comments. Excuse me. But one of the things that I highly recommend is it's really hard to promote directly on social media. I'm going to pull up a quote and see if I can quote it directly. But my friend Pat Flynn says something about, let me see if I can pull it up exactly. I want to quote this. Okay, here we go. Selling to people through social media is like going to a party, meeting somebody for the first time, and then saying, "Hey, do you want to buy this Tupperware?" It doesn't work. It just doesn't work very well. What you can do is promote two things on social media that work really well. Number one, deep discounts and deals on fairly common products that you don't have to explain what they are. In other words, you say, whoa, $200 off the Samsung such and such TV. Nobody, you don't have to explain to anybody what that is. Now, if you try to do $200 off some complicated thing that very few people are that interested in, it can be a little bit confusing. And so, whoa, Target's doing a $200 rebate if you buy an iPhone through them. Okay, people know what an iPhone is. Easy to explain. That's number one. And coupons and deals are great on social media, especially for flash sales. Meaning 24 hours, 48 hours or less. The second thing on social media, you really want to just drive people to free offers. And I don't mean discounts to free. I mean, whoa, check out this free report, this free video series, and you get them into the funnel. In other words, you send the traffic, social media. You send the traffic. And, they take care of the selling side. So you're sending a lead or an opt-in, if you will. And then they take care of the selling. Those work really well on social media. Trying to just come out and be like, buy my product on social media, it really just doesn't work. Or buy this other product, really, it just doesn't work as well. Again, unless it's a good deal or, or promoting, like I said, something free, and then they go into a nurture sequence and then they can buy.
Perfect. All right.
Great question. I'm hoping I'll say, Jeremiah, let us know how you pronounce your name. We always like to know how people pronounce your name. Just like Kirsten told us, or I think it was Kirsten, told us a few weeks ago, and then I forgot.
It's Kirsten, like
Kirsten. It is, because it's the opposite of my cousin's name.
Like Kirsten. Yes.
Kirsten. Sorry.
Come on now. All right.
Next
so
question.
Brian asked, is there a price point you should start with when promoting an affiliate product, low or high, or does it matter?
Both.
Yes.
When you're starting out, try everything. I mean, you may find when you're first starting out, I'm going to give you some extreme examples here these have been true. They sound like, well, that's not likely. I've seen people make more promoting, $47 products than $1,000 products, because that was the price point that worked, and they were able to sell 70 of the 47 versus 2 of the 1,000. Well, the math works out on that. It's a lot more money. I've seen the reverse to be true, where they sold 5, $1,000 products, but they sold, 70 of the $47 products, and they made more money. Now, the caveat to that is, if the numbers are close, you might actually take the less money for more buyers, because you've created more buyers, and you'll know who they are. And now you can do other, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer, as Dan Kennedy says. So there's it's kind of like when we run a promotion, there's a line that we draw where it's like, we're willing to make a little bit less money on the front end to have more number of buyers. But I would try all sorts of different things in terms of price points, depending upon the niche. If you're in the shoe price point, if that's what you're selling shoes, typically shoes are going to range from, let's say gym shoes are going to range from 25 to, a couple hundred tops most of the time, unless it's like the shoe heads. But if you're in the online courses space, it could range from reasonably on the low end, 47 to, $2,000. So, I saw Daramite's question there. Life insurance. That's actually where I started, was in the insurance industry. So I'll get to that question in a little bit, but that's awesome that I just caught that. Yeah, that's
Cool.
Just try different ones.
All right. So David, who had said earlier, Matt, that he is just getting started.
Great.
And super good for you to be here, David, and keep
Yeah.
learning from us for sure. And one thing I'll say, Matt, before you answer this question is make sure, David, that you don't compare your beginning to Matt's middle. Just saying.
Or anyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah, or anyone's.
All right. So he said, so how do I go about creating an email list?
Oh man, I wish you'd been this. There's been even on a month ago. We could have got you in the list launch challenge. There's a big old question.
One, make sure that you watch for the next list launch challenge.
Yeah, I don't want to make them wait that long.
Okay.
It's so here's what I will say. Go search for email list on mattmcwilliams.com, and I've got some posts on there, some podcasts, some videos, some written posts about starting. They're a little bit more kind of like the second step, and I know you're really looking for the first step to starting an email list. Unfortunately, with List Launch Challenge being closed right now, I wouldn't recommend that. Here's what I would recommend, though. Go, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. If you go to listlaunchchallenge.com, you can get on the waiting list, right?
Let me look.
It's a good question, huh?
Yeah, well, we talked about having a waiting list, and then we talked about not having one. No, you can't at this very moment, but you will be able to as soon as we get off.
Yeah, so sometime later today, we're going to throw up a waiting list on that. And
Matt does stuff like this to me.
Yeah, so Mark's writing down a note to self, add waiting list to the List Launch Challenge. So tell you what, David, the answer is email me, matt@mattmcwilliams.com, and we'll send you that link later today. Just remind me, and that we'll send that link when that's live, and we'll get a wait list up on that, and we'll let you know as soon as that's open. Because gosh, I know we have some challengers in here, people that went through the List Launch Challenge, and the results were amazing. From 0 to a couple hundred, from 0 to 50, from 0 to we had some people 0 to 20, but we got people started on their email list, and the biggest thing is after the challenge, they were continuing to grow their list, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, Matt, you're gonna like this question. Kirsten asked, "Is there such thing as emailing your list too much?"
Yes, there is, but you're probably not going to do it.
But the threshold is much higher than you think it is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this Thursday or next Thursday, but we have a video coming out
soon. Yeah, I think
what to do. Next. What's that?
Yeah. I think it's next Thursday.
Okay,
the Thursday following.
Yeah, because this Thursday is about rocking affiliate marketing with no list. Next Thursday, what to do if you struggle with emailing your list too much. If you struggle with emailing too much, because I think that there's caged in that question is the underlying question. I'm scared, or it's not really. It's a statement. I'm scared. I'm emailing my list too much. Here's the thing. Watch the video next Thursday. That really will help you a lot. But and again, you guys can get that at mattmcwilliams.com/small, or go to mattmcwilliams.com/UG for ultimate guide, and we'll let you know when that comes out. But Kirsten, here's the thing. Odds are you're probably never going to do it. Most people email too little. There's a fear of emailing too much, but the reality is if you have something valid to say it. If you believe it can help your audience. One of the things that most people miss out, and we'll talk about this in the ultimate guide, is emailing to unopens. It's the simplest way to make sure that more eyeballs get on your content is to email to unopens. Typically what we found is if we email sometime between 2 and 3 times to unopens, we will double our opt-in rate. The second or third time to unopens will double the number, our open rate, will double the number of eyeballs we get on content. That's free marketing. Mark, I know it takes a little bit of effort. You're the one who does, the mails to the unopens. on a long email, how long does it take to email to the unopens? 15 minutes, 20 tops.
Yeah, that'd be a long
compared to
time.
creating the original email, which took potentially an hour and a half, 2 hours of it's a very quick process. So it's free publicity at that point. So yeah, but don't worry about it. There's a pretty good chance you're not doing it. Look for that video on next Thursday, and we'll cover that, Kirsten.
Perfect. Jill said, and Jill, glad to have you here. Happy to see you on. How do you personally take that first step beyond your fears of just being yourself? You rock the confidence.
Again, don't compare my, was it Stephen Furtick says, don't compare my highlight reel to your behind the scenes. I have what I believe to be a healthy, a healthy self-doubt, in the sense of I constantly am trying to over deliver. I always doubt, when we jumped on today, I doubted whether or not I was going to be able to deliver today. And I feel like that's a little bit healthy, in the sense of it made me want to over deliver instead of like, nah, I got this, I can breeze through this and do this in my sleep. When we released every one of our courses has had dozens and dozens of students that are just like super successful. I doubted it.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying actually how much you would doubt it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this is really good. Chill.
Yeah. When we started, I'll tell you, again, some of our Start Masterminders, when we started Start, I doubted. And yet the first week we delivered. Like immediately within the first 2 months, there's 12 members. I would say half of them have already paid for their year because of Start. They've paid for the entire year of the mastermind within the first 2 months. But I doubted it. And so that doubt led me to want to over deliver. And in fact, here in 47 minutes, we've got a special bonus training that we're doing just for our starters. Like they have access to some trainings with some of my friends that we don't put out into the public or to anywhere else. And one of the reasons why I did those trainings is because I was scared that I couldn't deliver. And so I think there's a little bit of healthy doubt there. But how do you get over the fears of just being yourself? It takes time. You do it. I mentioned that how I first started doing videos, I had recorded exactly one video of myself ever because I didn't want to be on video. And then I said, you know what? Screw it. And I posted that I'm doing 30 videos in 30 days. And I put it out there, and I remember going, oh, I wish I could just delete that post, but people have already seen it. So I had to. I literally had to do them at that point because I had told my audience I was going to do them, and I wasn't about to, not do that. So I did 30 videos in 30 days. I actually did 32 videos in 32 days. By about the 10th video, I loved it. By the 10th video, I was just like, it was on. And then I've reduced the frequency because that was a one-time thing to kind of get me into it. But we release a video a week, a produced video, where there's graphics on the screens and it's on, go straight to YouTube or Facebook. We release one produced video a week, and then we do a Facebook Live, probably, Mark, which 45 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
I do that because now I wanted to challenge myself. First time I did a live video, I was scared out of I about pooped my pants. I was nervous. I wouldn't recommend doing what we did, which was like the second live video I ever did, Mark, was a 6-hour marathon, live stream. It was 5 hours. It was from 7 to just after midnight. We did this like epic, live stream with guests and stuff. I don't recommend doing that. I probably should have eased into it more. I don't know. I think the last thing I'll say on that, Mark, and I said this so many times, the people who come to one of our lives or they watch one of my videos, and we get these people periodically, and they're like, no, not for me. Cool. Peace out. See ya. If I'm not for you, then you're not for me, and vice versa. And, it's totally cool. There's somebody out there that is for you. They can help you. And it's just being comfortable with the fact that you're going to reach a very small percentage of a small percentage. And that's actually a good thing. You're niching down. and you're allowing people to self-select whether or not they want to be in your fan, in your tribe.
All right. Gwen asked, she said, question. Sorry, I do that every time I see that. What are the first 5 baby steps you would advise a beginner to start doing today to get their first affiliate commission?
Baby steps. Now, some of these might not be baby steps in the sense that they're super quick, but they are baby steps in the sense that anyone can do them. Number one, I would write review posts. And we have, we'll cover that here very soon, as a matter of fact. I would write review posts and go into detail on a product and learn how to rank those those review posts. And yeah, I would write review posts. Number two, I would get your resources page up. Again, these are the low-hanging fruit. They don't require a huge audience. And I would get that resources page up on your website. And I've got a post, Mark. If you have an opportunity to find it, great. If you can't, not a big deal. You could just go to my website and type in, resources page, and you'll or go look at mine and you'll see how we do it. But I've got a post up how I walk you through step-by-step how to create a resources page. Number 3 is I would find something to promote quickly to my list, and I would go all in, and then what I mean is I would create, if it's a product launch, for example, and it's, we found that the average product launch sequence is 17.4 days. So let's just say it's, 2.5 weeks. And I would create a plan for promoting that for 2.5 weeks and going all in. What am I going to send today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day? Number 3, as far as, getting started to get their first affiliate commission, is I would go through all of my old posts. This is number 4. Sorry. I have said 3 things, haven't I? Yeah, I think I did. We'll say this is number 4. If it's not, I will. I would go through all my old posts, and I would look for places where I could insert links. If you have old posts, of course, and literally just go through and scan through. Oh, I mentioned this book and I didn't link to it. Great, link to that book. That's 4 things. What would be, Mark? What would be your 5th? I can't think of a 5th just off the top of my head here, but what would be your 5th step?
That would require me to remember what your 4 were because I was answering comments. Oh, let's see. You said resources page. You said going back and checking links, promote
review posts. Yeah,
review posts.
I just thought I have one, but I want to hear what you have to say.
This isn't to get your first per se, but I think this is a really important thing to do early on, and it's go find, make sure you're on somebody's list that's promoting affiliate stuff and watch what they're doing. Yeah. That's not gonna on its own get you your first affiliate commission, but I think for me, that's one of the biggest things is just looking, watching somebody promote something and saying, why did they do that? How did they do this? How did they frame this? What was the offer? What did they do for bonuses? And just understanding. I think that's one of the biggest things is when you first start doing affiliate marketing is not knowing the process and not understanding the flow and how it works. And so I think I would say, find somebody to watch, turns out, Matt, they could probably watch us. We promote a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You can see how we do it.
Watch what others do, create swipe files. That's not going to help you right away. The baby step, the other baby step you can take that'll help you that I will share. Ask the affiliate manager for, let's say you got 4 or 5 products you're interested in. Ask them, what are the successful affiliates doing that are smaller? You'll be surprised. Now, there's 2 advantages. That number 1, they will give you the plan many times. Number 2, you're on their radar. And I will tell you that I spend a disproportionate amount of time with smaller affiliates who actually communicate with me than I do when I ran affiliate programs than I should have from a purely financial standpoint. Why? Because, well, I'm human and I like when people ask me for help. I like to feel useful. I also like helping people. And so I'm drawn to that. So ask them the question, hey, what are 3 things that your smaller affiliates that are succeeding, maybe they have a smaller list. What are they doing? What are their secrets? And most of the time they'll send them to you. So do that. and you'll learn something specific to that niche that will help you.
Perfect. All right. You'd seen this one earlier, Matt, but just to follow up on this one from Jeremiah. I hope I'm saying that right. He said, life insurance is state-based where I have a license. He says, how do I use Facebook or other social media to generate leads?
I'm going to refer you to the listlaunchchallenge.com again later today. I can email me and we cover that. And then that's my best, because it's such a lengthy conversation, to be honest with you. Quick tip though. I mean, and again, I'm not speaking from a legal standpoint, because I don't know, I've been out of the insurance world for so long. I don't know the legalities of things like this. But you're going to find your target audience. And for life insurance, I'm going to go out on a limb and say newly married people are probably a pretty good target audience. Kids, people with kids are going to be a lot better than people without kids, between a certain age range. From affordability, I'm just going to assume it's probably going to be, 27 to 45. I don't know though, all those things. You set up ads and run them to those, and it's just going to take a lot of experimenting. And in fact, I would recommend getting really granular with your ads, meaning I would run ads by state and by, like small age ranges, and see which ones work best. And it's just going to take some time to run those, and you're going to run them to, to get, to be able to get a quote, run them. That's essentially your opt-in, is to get a quote. And this is an example of something, but yeah, check out listlaunchchallenge.com and we'll get that link up, get that wait list up ASAP.
Cool. All right. Jay said, I have several digital courses. What's the best resource to find affiliates to have them offer these personal growth products to serve their audience?
So how to find affiliates to promote your product. mattmcwilliams.com/first100. So FIRST100. mattmcwilliams.com/first100. Jay, I've got a free report that we put together, and it walks you through step by step the 15 places to find top affiliates. And so depending upon your exact niche, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those 15 will be relevant. You'll see there'll be a couple where you're like, no, that's not relevant to me. Totally cool. Right. Just somebody else in a different niche is going to find that a couple of them aren't relevant. But yeah, I mean, go check that out, man. That's our best resource for how to find and recruit affiliates. Also walk you through, some of the sample emails to get them as well. So before we take the last question, because we're going to wrap up here to make sure we're off by 3 o'clock or 3:30. Sorry. We got one more question from Eric Miller from Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're going to finish with his question, but we're going to give away the opportunity book. I don't know why I looked to see what the cover was. I knew. It's just one of those things we do as humans. It's such a weird thing sometimes. You're like, what book is this I'm holding?
Before you give it away,
what room am I staying in?
You said that you love it, but guys, I want to tell you, when I read that book, I couldn't put it down. Like there were so many things that I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. That's a great idea. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I haven't thought that way. Like Matt's not joking. This book is unbelievable.
I'd be honest, I was actually surprised.
I was a little bit too.
I
got more out of it
because I interviewed him and I read probably 10-15% of the book, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually really good. And so I have 2 copies. One that's just like it's dog-eared and highlighted and told. That's not this one. You'll notice it's still got the new book sound. I don't know, is that a thing? A new book doesn't have a new book smell. Doesn't have a new book smell. But it's, I don't know. I think it's cool that it's got the new book sound. So best question. Man.
And the person that was gonna get it, sorry you don't, because Matt changed the plan.
Yeah, well, that's what we do sometimes. I
just want them to know if it was my decision, they would get it, but they're not going to now, and that's okay. And it's Matt's fault.
Tell you what, we'll grab them a copy. Mark, who was your winner? We'll send out 2. We'll send out 2 copies.
Hey, I expect all forms of gratitude for this. Mine was David. David, I think it's Fiedler, because of his question. partly, but more so just because, you know, he has just started out and he was here learning and he was trying to figure things out. And
Love
I
it.
think that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, just so many great comments. Just a quick tally, 222. I mean, just like so many amazing comments. You know, it's funny that I was leaning towards picking David, but that would be like the lamest cop out right now. Like I was thinking, oh, I was going to pick
And I
David.
was
We're only
picking,
going to send one book, you know. You know what, Jill? I loved the question that Jill asked. How do you personally take that first step beyond your fears of just being yourself? You rock the confidence. And it's not the compliment there. It's not the you rock the confidence part that made that the winner, Jill.
but that didn't hurt. I mean, Matt did not like that.
I have an ego, believe it or not. I'm human. No, it was I just like that question because I think there's an underlying vulnerability in asking that question. And yeah, I really appreciated that question. So if you missed it, Mark will drop the link in the chat. If you weren't one of the two winners, if your name is not David Fiedler or Jill Horton, and by the way, congratulations to both of you. Mark will send David, he'll send you a copy. Jill, I'll actually send you this copy here, the fresh, new cover sound. And, I mean, it just, yeah, it's like, it's not hardback, but it's so new that like it has a hard time opening. That's how new it is. I'll send you my copy here in the next couple of weeks. So
what you're saying is this book is new. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
I think if I went and grabbed my copy, and I would be happy to send my copy to anybody, except for the fact that I need it because I refer to it occasionally. My copy looks like crap. It's like the pages are bent back from the times that I had it open and stuff. So I won't send that. Yeah, Jill, congratulations. So shoot us, Mark. What's the best way for us to get their addresses?
Honestly, just shooting me a quick Facebook message is probably the easiest thing.
Yep, cool. Shoot Mark a quick Facebook message. He'll pass mine or yours, Jill, on to me, and I'll get that out to you. But the last question was from Eric. I meant to say, for those of you who are not named Jill Horton or David Fiedler, and you did not win this, you can go to mattmcwilliams.com/Eben. The name's right there, mattmcwilliams.com/EBEN, Eben Pagan. You can get this copy, your own copy of Opportunity by Eben Pagan. And then remember, mattmcwilliams.com/small or mattmcwilliams.com/UG to get those updates on the ultimate guide to monetizing a small email list this month. So last question was from Eric. Mark, do you want to read that question and put it up on the screen there, bud?
I do. I don't know that I can put it up on the screen, but I can read it because I think it's down a ways. He says, is there a difference in selling physical product affiliate things versus content affiliate items?
A little bit of a difference. The basic principles are the same. The biggest difference is when we talk about content tends to, content is basically more about transformation, and physical product is more about addressing an immediate need or want. There are very few physical products which we would consider truly transformational, as opposed to this could literally transform your life. If you learn how to start a business and run a successful 6-figure business, that's family tree changing type stuff. This vacuum cleaner is probably not going to alter your family tree, but it will make your life easier. We just bought one the other day. Wife was at the store and we need a new vacuum cleaner. And she's like, well, I can't decide between which, there's these two and I can't decide which one I want to buy. And I was like, buy both of them, because we'll have one for downstairs and one for upstairs, because the one is like its best advantage is it's like ridiculously light. This thing weighs like 2 pounds. And that is a little bit changing because I'm used to, lugging like a 20-pound vacuum cleaner, to do the stairs and to, go up and do the kids' rooms. It's nice just to have this really light one. And but it's not like family tree changing stuff, And so with physical products, you're really focused on addressing more of an immediate need or want and less future pacing, what we call future pacing. With digital products, again, information products and the industry that I'm in, we do a lot of future pacing where we're focused on how much this is going to change your life down the road. Physical products, it's more of like, this is going to resolve your back pain tomorrow because you're not going to lug this up and down the stairs. Whatever it is, you're promoting, I don't know, what are those things called? Dude wipes, I mean, essentially they're moist butt wipes. Like it's going to make your bum cleaner, isn't it like, in all seriousness, when you talk about like toiletry products like that, how much more prestigious a butt wipe can sound if it's said with a British accent, because it'll make your bum pristine. I mean, like, it's crazy, right? We know that this conversation is completely deteriorated when I've talked about,
yes,
but I'm now talking about butt wipes in a British accent. My point is, it's more about those immediate pressing needs. And so with physical products, things like deals tend to work as well, like we talked about earlier for social media. With physical products, personal experience is very important. Testing and trying things, is very important. These are my favorite. Like, I have a specific pair of soccer cleats that are like, they're amazing. And if I were going to talk about soccer, I would talk a lot about those soccer cleats. And, they're awesome. And it's true that you need to, you can't just say, well, Messi wears these cleats, so they must be good. That doesn't matter as much with physical products. Personal experience really, really matters a lot with physical products. So hopefully that answers your question, Eric. So, all right, guys, this has been awesome. Been a little long today. Sorry, we just had so much, and I just felt like the Spirit was leading me to take a lot of questions there. So we did. Thank you guys for the awesome questions. Thank you, Mark, for awesome add-ons today, man. Good stuff. And congratulations again to David and Jill. Check out our ultimate guide to monetizing a small email list, mattmcwilliams.com/small. Save that link throughout the month. We'll be updating it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week. A lot, basically. And also, mattmcwilliams.com/UG to get those Facebook Messenger updates every time we add content. And then as soon as we're done, this will be, the replay will be live on Facebook. Go tell your friends about it. Go share this with your friends. Share it on your personal timeline and Facebook page, etc. Tell your friends all about this, the Ultimate Guide and this live today. And we will see you next Tuesday, 1 p.m., with our next Facebook Live. We're going to teach you how to sell without being salesy. So we'll see you then. Take care, guys.
See you guys.